Okay, when you launch your Photoshop, this is what you have, but you will not have these designs because you've not done any design yet, or maybe you've done some designs if you're already into Photoshop. So you see something similar to this. Then you have your this one, you have file, edit, image, layer, and those things. You have your home, you have your create new, open, maybe you have some welcome message at the top here. So we are just going to have an overview of the various tools, which are these tools in Photoshop, these ones. We just look at them. So just click on create new to create a new background, or if you want an image from your PC, you want to edit it, just click on open, and then you can bring the image to Photoshop. Okay, so we click on create new, and it takes us to this place where we have already made backgrounds. If you want any of them, you select. If you don't, you move to the side and then you make changes so that it can be what you want. So I just change this. I maintain it because I don't want to change it. It is 1200, so I leave it like that. And then here you can change it to anything you want. Yeah, you can change it to anything. And then here too, you can, for me, I'll maintain it, which is 1000. So look at something. If I change it to centimeters, you realize that the height and the width will be converted to what? Centimeters. Look at it. You see what has happened? They've changed. So I can just leave it like that. Or if I want it back in my pixel, you see it has brought those same dimensions back. You get it? So anything you want, you can just convert it to that one, and then you start using it. Okay, then you come to your resolution, which has to do with the number of pixels. So this one, I advise that you make it either 300 or greater. So I nearly forgot something. Your orientation, you can either make it landscape or portrait. That one, it depends on what you want, landscape or portrait. But for the meantime, I think I've selected this, which is landscape. So you come here. If you are done, the background color, which is here, is supposed to be white. If you don't like white, you just click on this drop down arrow, then select your own background color. After that, you come down here, you see create, and then you click on what? Create. Your new background will be created, which is this. So you have something similar to this. If you've actually followed what I was doing, you have something similar to this. Yeah. So let's just go through the various tools. You start with the first one, which is the move tool. The move tool. So if you want to see something like these options, you can see this little arrow below here. That is the down right hand side corner. That is the lower side of it. See this arrow, just right click on it. You right click on it, then these options will be displayed. So if you want to know what a particular tool is used for, just hover around that tool. The move tool, for example, you see what they are doing. So you know it's actually used to move something. You get it. You will get to know what it is actually used for when you start using it in your designs. You come to the next one, which is the select tool. See, when you right click on this arrow, you see other options. We have the rectangular selection, and then we have the elliptical selection. So with the rectangular selection, if you have an object, then you want to select it in the form of what? A rectangle. Then that is what you use. Just look at this. Okay, I think you can see that, right? So if I want the other option to be displayed for you to see, I just select that, then I hover over it. This time it is not selecting the object in a rectangular form. You can see that. Okay, so that is the selection tool. You come to this tool. I think it's also a selection tool, but you can see how that one is done. You get it? So if you want to see the other options, just right click on that arrow, and the other options will come. So you can just play with them. We come to the next one, which is this one too. is also used to select. And so if you want to see the other options, you can just, as I stated earlier, right click on the distance, the small arrow over there. So look at it, that one too. The first option, if you see, it also does some selection according to the shape of the object. It selects according to the shape of the objects, not in the rectangular form, but you see what it is like, what it is doing over there. So you come to the crop tool. We know how to crop. Look at the crop tool over there. So as mentioned earlier, you can just play with them. If you right click on the arrow over there, you see other options. This one, let's say this is the eyedropper tool, which you can use to pick a color. You understand? We will use it. You can use to pick a color from an object to your design. You get it? So let's say you have your design on this page, then you have another image that has a color that you need to be on your design. So you can just use this eyedropper to just select that color. Then we come to the next one, which is this, the spot healing. When you hover around it, you see the usage, what it is used for. You see that. So if you want to see the other options as stated earlier, you can just right click on the arrow. Move to the next one. You know, brush tool, you know what you use it for, right? Nobody will tell you, but you can see what the brush tool is used for when you hover around it. It's actually used for painting, right? So this is the other brush tool as well. Then you come here. This one too, let's say for example, the clone stamp. Let's say for example, you have a flower with some part of it not having flowers like that. Let's say an incomplete flower. This flower, some part of it does not have the flowers that you need. So you can use this one to select where you have the flowers, then move it to where you don't have flowers, so that that part too can be covered with what? Flowers, so that it will just be complete. That is, if the thing is incomplete, you can use this tool to make it what? Complete. Then you come to the art history brush. This one too is brush, so you can just click to see the other options. This one, I think we can see what's happening here. The eraser, we know what eraser does, right? Even if you don't know, you can see what's happening there, right? You come to your gradient tool. We understand gradient. We'll start using it, I think, when we want to do the background color. So if you don't want a solid color, you can use the gradient to make the color this way. You can see what's happening here. You can see it. You come to the next one, which is the blur tool. Even if you don't understand blur, you can see from this image, right? The moment it is used on it, that part is not that brightened again. You can see it is blurred. Then you come to the dodge tool, pen tool. You come to the pen tool, which is this, and then you see what it is used for. You have other options inside. So you can just right click on the arrow, then to select and then see how they are used. So you come to the text tool. If you want to write text in any form, horizontal or vertical, just right click on it. When you right click on it, you see the other options. You have this tool, path selection tool. You have the shapes tool. If you want to draw a rectangle, triangle, any kind of shape, circle, polygon, line, custom shapes, you can just do that. I think the next day we will be dealing with shapes. So when we start with shapes, you will get to know how to use these. Then we have the hand tool, which is this. You have the hand tool, and then you see the usage. You see what it is used for, right? You have the zoom tool, the zoom. We know zoom. Either you zoom out or you zoom in. So the moment you click on the zoom tool, realize that you have these two options at the top there. So click on this plus, bring it. When you click on the plus, bring it to your work and just start doing this. You get it? It has increased. Now you want it to go back. Come and select what? The minus over there. Or if you don't want that, you can just come here and click on what? Fit screen. And you get something like this. If you still don't want it, you can just click on it to go back. You get it? Anyhow you want it. So I don't want it that way. I increase it again. So I think this is okay for me. So I think these are the few things we need to know so far. These are the few things we need to know. So when we start, I think we will learn some others that we've not talked about here. So that is it for today. We will continue the next day